if you would believe it, we just recorded a podcast for an hour and your boy never hit record. So we're back. It's the NYND podcast. I'm your host, TJ. My brother, Bubba Franks, and my other brother, Crispy Bacon. We are back. Second time I've done this. So folks, don't hold it too much against me. Notre Dame beats Indiana, first playoff game on campus in South Bend. Moving on to play Georgia. And we are taking on this guy and all of his glory.
For starters,
the middle, gutter stop in the head of a Cuba.
When they do the slow-mo, you see the
Thankfully, he's up on his feet. Flag goes flying as well.
He thinks he's
quarterback to
personal foul, targeting defense number 4. The previous plays on the first
In. He does walk
right here.
Turn his head to the side.
Whoa.
Is it the side of the helmet or is it the crown? It's close.
Yeah, Paul's already at the 3 or 4 yard line. So, I mean, to me, the story here is about this kid, this Gunnar Stockton. This is unbelievable.
He doesn't know where he is. He still doesn't
that
know.
This guy in this second half.
After further review, there is no foul for targeting.
Georgia gets robbed.
That's the first thing that comes up. And what you didn't see, there's like 7 shorts showing the exact same thing from different channels.
I don't know. He had to be concussed. I don't know how he was functioning after that.
Yeah, he woke up thinking he was in Montana.
He reminds me a lot of that quarterback from Army, Bryson Jelly. He's built like a shithouse.
Yeah, he reminds me of Stetson Bennett for the same reason. He's a football player playing quarterback.
And honestly, like with Beck going down, Georgia might be better because of it.
Yeah, Beck didn't scare me.
He's good for 2 picks a game.
Yeah. He's got something about a QB with tattoos on his throwing arm.
With an arm sleeve.
Throws the arm.
And all he does is he just sends risky Snapchats out. Do you guys see all these TikToks coming out?
Dude.
Dude.
Oh, you got to see some of his snaps. He's a fiend.
He sends the craziest snaps.
No, not family friendly. Don't pull him up on that.
Yeah, don't pull him up. Yeah. He's
like to girls and stuff?
He's eager for female companionship.
Yeah.
Takes no prisoners.
No. I mean, I'm sure he's doing all right.
Exactly, which makes you wonder why he has to be such a weirdo.
Well, that brings up the point. Remember in the SEC championship game with his dangling arm, like he's running
Oh yeah.
You were talking with Dad about something?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, the training staff has like sleeves you can put your arm in. Like if it's actually that bad.
He came back in the game, didn't he? I was in late class and I didn't watch.
Chris Fowler was acting like he came back from Iraq with the Medal of Honor. He's so brave. He's handing the ball up on a 21 dive. Like, oh my God.
No, the determination, the heart, the bravery.
He says hut and he hands it off.
Yeah, and his arms just dangling as he runs out to the huddle. Like I'm like, great, dude.
Yeah. He probably said, "Hey, do you want a sleeve?" He goes, "Nope, no sleeve."
Honestly, though,
if he's in the game, I think I'd actually feel better about the game.
I'm sure he's ruled out. Like he's not.
Yeah, no, he's hurt. He's done. He's getting Tommy John surgery, I think.
Oh, so maybe it was.
Yeah. They're not a threat offensively. And again, when they played Texas, Kirk Herbstreit highlighted the fact that they cannot catch the ball. Their receivers can't catch.
They're in a lot of ways they're like a mirror image of us.
More athletic, but
I think Riley Leonard and our running backs are better, and we have like at least 1 or 2 guys that can catch a pass.
Yeah,
but I think if we're being honest, their defense they're bigger and they're probably a little better than us. So it's
I think our offensive line is better than every defensive line we play.
Yeah,
that's the one part of our team that.
Georgia, like they're going to have those just like 2 behemoths up front, like the 2 defensive tackles. Like they always just have those big chubbas.
Who was that guy that went to Philadelphia a couple years ago?
Oh, yeah, he's number 99.
Jordan Dawgs or something like that.
Every bit of 350.
Yeah, we don't get those guys.
Yeah, nor do I know.
We're starting to get like defensive ends that can rush the quarterback. But
what was that guy's name?
You think those guys fit in a lecture hall desk? They're not going to Notre Dame.
I'm just seeing that guy in the library just coffee and farting all day, you know.
Let me see.
That guy's trying to cheat off your test. You're not telling him no. You know?
Jalen Carter, I think was his name.
Yeah, that was his name.
I was way off with Jordan Dawkins. I don't know who the heck that is.
No, it wasn't.
Philly's Georgia's like a farm system for Philly. They get a lot of Georgia guys.
Yeah, I'm not that scared. I'm not.
2019,
Teach, for your 25th birthday, or was it Sean's?
It was Sean's.
I was scared that day.
And they surprised us.
Yeah.
If you remember, Cam and I we were pumped for that game. We're in bumper to bumper traffic by the Grand Central. We're just not moving. Cam and I get out. Caitlin's with us, and we just start sprinting to the bar. Honey, you got to run. Come on. You got to run.
Teach, my favorite memory from that night is when we left, and one of your friends, who I won't say who, we walk out of the bar, and we walk out of the bar, there's a homeless guy passes out on the sidewalk, and we walk past him. We passed him for 30 yards. I'm like, wait a second. I turned back around. It was one of his buddies passed out.
You saved his life that night.
Yeah, I mean, I did. I had this weird intuition that it was somebody I knew. So
how was he passed out? Was he like a plank?
Oh, he was face down.
I wish I knew who it was.
In his own throw up.
I'll tell you.
It was rough.
Yeah.
Thank God I turned around, though, because we were gone.
He used to live with Cam.
Oh, okay.
You can't.
That's enough context.
Yeah, I mean,
no context.
Cam lived with a bunch of guys. Yeah,
he did. He lived with you.
Yeah, he lived with me.
Yeah.
I've had nights like that. It wasn't that night.
Yeah.
But Cam, that game, like you and I, we looked at each other at halftime. I think Notre Dame was winning 10-7. I was like, holy.
Yeah.
Was that Jake Fromm, Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the team.
What was that bar, Geez? That was a great bar.
It's over by you. It's somewhere by Bryant Park. I forget.
It was right in Midtown. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. But I mean, 2019, that was 2017 was 20-19. That's when they had like Nick Chubb and Sonny Michel and Jake Fromm. That was his freshman year. And then 2019 was the DeAndre Swift team. They had that guy. I forget his name. Some wide receiver who was tough. But yeah, I mean, we played them tooth and nail. The 2017 team ended up going to the national title. Played them well enough to win. And I think this team is just light years more talented than both of those Notre Dame teams. And we have a quarterback that I think can make a difference. We have definitely the two best running backs we've had in the last 5 to 7 years. Maybe not the top end tight end like you were saying, but
you think Jadarian Price is better than what was the guy we had 2 years ago?
Kyron Williams.
I think Jeremiah Love is.
Yeah, I don't know. Kyron's pretty good.
Kyron had a good year for us. Jeremiah's having a good year too.
Well, we went from Kyron and like Chris Tyree, who maybe never had the year we wanted him to, but I liked Tyree a lot. He was a good home run threat. And then to Audric.
He was number one all-purpose back out of high school. Tyree.
Yeah, he was.
I thought he was going to be good. He was supposed to be like this Darren Sproles kind of guy.
He was. Remember, it was him and Drew Pine. Everybody was excited about.
Freaking Pine.
Drew Pine went to high school with in New Canaan, Connecticut, with one of my coworkers.
Yeah.
Apparently, was Connecticut's greatest player of all time, like an absolute animal.
I mean, you'd imagine he went to Notre Dame. He had to be.
Yeah, that's like your classic Notre Dame kid, Connecticut guy. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't imagine the high school competition in Connecticut.
His dad and Brian Kelly are probably golfing buddies. You know.
Yeah. Country club.
Grew up in Mass on Sundays. You know.
Yeah. That's fine. I don't need to play quarterback against Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I compare this game to how I felt 2020. We were New Year's Eve. TJ, you got an Airbnb for the Alabama game.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I literally thought we were getting thrown in to get slaughtered. And we did.
It was that Najee Harris hurdle.
It was Devonta Smith Heisman year. Like, Mac Jones, like, from the jump, I knew we weren't going to win. But this year, I think it could be stupid. It could be naive, but we're right there. I'm a very down-to-earth Notre Dame fan. You know this. I'm very –
thing, like, you yell at me for being too optimistic.
Yeah, like, I'm very realistic about it. But this is I'm watching them against Indiana, and I just maybe because they weren't as up to par with us athletically, but I think we're there. I don't know. Could be crazy.
You know what it is? In these games, like in the past, I feel like if Notre Dame shot themselves in the foot, we lost. Like we couldn't overcome a stupid interception. We couldn't overcome like a fluky fumble. But when I would watch these bigger playoff games, like, in Ohio State or Georgia, there'd be all these ebbs and flows in the game where like maybe Georgia has 2 interceptions, but they still win.
Yeah.
Where for so long, it was like Notre Dame had to play so perfect to script to win these games. And I mean, the Indiana game is a perfect example. You have that horrible interception, And, this team's able to rally and still win despite shooting themselves in the foot and not playing like perfect football, super uptight, like playing, like Brian Kelly's teams. I felt like we're always almost like too regimented, too tight. Where like Freeman, the biggest difference I've noticed is they're playing a lot looser and a lot freer, like not horrified to make a mistake or they're benched.
And I think you got to tip your cap to Leonard here because after he threw that pick on the first drive, like everything could have fallen down. Like everything could have went to shit.
That stadium could have been silent too.
Yeah, like they showed him on the sidelines. He's cool. Like he's collective. I don't know.
I think he knew
the guy was open. He was wide open. Right?
It wasn't really his fault. So I think that probably helped him. It wasn't like he just threw a crappy pass.
I know, but when adversity comes slapping you in the face like that, how are you going to respond? And I mean, that's the good thing about having a veteran quarterback.
Yeah.
He's been there. I don't know. He's the right guy to go into this game with.
When you get punched in the mouth,
And it says something about get your foot in the ground and go north-south.
That's
running downhill to make a tackle. Yeah, all right. Kirk Herbstreit is just the biggest cliche guy.
See, I don't hate Kirk like you guys.
I don't hate him either.
I'm sorry, I don't hate him. I think he's good.
Chris Fowler annoys me. He hates Notre Dame.
Like I feel like people hate Kirk because it's the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Evaluate him for yourself. He's a very articulate guy.
As Notre Dame fans, I understand it. He hates Notre Dame.
I don't think he does. He's a Christian guy. I don't think he does.
He's very broadcast lean most of the time against Notre Dame.
Well, I think that's an ESPN thing. I don't think that's a Kirk thing. ESPN and the broadcast, the narrative coming out of that game was Indiana didn't belong. And that like Notre Dame was just, how about you talk about the team that won the game and looked great doing it? As opposed, the narrative all weekend was, this team didn't belong. That team didn't belong. Nothing about like when Ohio State blows out Tennessee, it's the biggest story in the world.
I mean, you can belong and lose pretty handily. They can both.
As
be
Notre Dame fans, we know how that feels.
Yes.
We deserved and belonged in the playoff twice and got boat raced.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight's always 20/20 after the result, but you can be both.
You brought up Ohio State, Tennessee. We don't got to talk about it a lot because the game stunk.
Yeah.
But someone's got to say it. Matthew McConaughey, get up in the booth, pal. You're not on the team.
He wasn't at the Tennessee-Ohio State game.
Did you see the video?
I'm sorry, Texas-Clemson game.
Yes, I agree. I love Matthew McConaughey. Get off the sideline.
I'm watching it, and the game ends, and he's out in the high five line after. I'm like, dude.
But that's how Sarkisian's got to say, listen, Matt, I'm sorry, but get the hell out of here.
I was texting with my buddies, and I was like, this is just weird at this point. Like, it's not
I
like
got to show you guys something. This is really
Did he even go there?
He did, but it's not like he played football there. Like he might as well have a uniform on. How much?
Yeah. He's gonna run out there for a halfback toss. Yeah, this is just weird.
I'm sorry.
That's what we're doing. Let's go.
It's not like go film another Interstellar. It's not like this guy,
No, he has a job at Texas. He's like the director of culture of Texas.
Oh God!
What is that? Like
that sounds horrible.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like we have no problem with Shane Gillis being on our sideline.
Shane Gillis isn't doing all that.
Yeah, well, Matthew McConaughey would run out there and play middle linebacker. I get it, but
I know he's got to give it a rest.
Alabama.
Can you imagine Arizona State, Texas? Some guy in Arizona State's running away with a pass about to score, and McConaughey jumps out there and tackles him.
I could see it.
Yeah, I can kind of see it too.
He's gonna dress in the next game.
It's weird. Like at first it was cool. I was like, oh, celebrity, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's gonna be running routes and warm-ups.
I mean, I gotta be honest. If I'm a Texas coach and we're beating the brakes at Arizona State, I'll let him throw a pass.
He's probably on the jug machine at practice. Like, what is this guy doing?
I didn't watch the game.
Sled when the offensive linemen are doing drills.
He thinks he's filming another Weird Marshall. Like he's got to get out, dude.
I didn't watch the Clemson-Texas game, but from what I understand, it ended up being much more competitive than it was.
Clemson played well.
The final score was not indicative, I thought. I thought Texas outplayed them. And
yeah, of course they did. They won.
It was 27-10 at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Clemson battled back, though. Clemson looked pretty tough.
Yeah, I mean.
I thought Clemson earned their – you could argue whether or not SMU did. I thought Clemson earned their entry.
Yeah, like Clemson.
Clemson belonged, and it was the best game of the weekend by far.
And they went into Austin.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll do it, but I would love the 8-team round to still have the home field advantage. I feel like
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
It added such a cool element to the game, I thought.
And I don't understand how you're missing out on money, right? Because it's not like the stadium in Atlanta collects that much revenue.
it's the bowl games. It's the sponsor. So like,
Yeah.
the Sugar Bowl. I don't know what company like brands the Sugar Bowl, but like they pay a lot of money to have that game.
Oh, I just bit my tongue. Sorry.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh,
Dude,
Oh no.
it's stubbing your toe.
oh, man.
The nail fell off. The nail's off.
You got to suck it up, pal.
Oh, all right.
That's what it is. It's the bowl games. But coming out of the weekend, everyone was saying the same thing. Like, why don't we just have every game on campus?
Yeah, or even just like I get it when it's down to the Final Four, you need a neutral site. But
Yeah.
I don't know, 8 teams left. Like I feel like the teams who got the bye deserve that chance to have a home playoff.
Yeah, it's almost like
100%.
Or you should get to pick. You want a bye or do you want a home game? Because I feel like some teams would pick a home game.
What would you rather have?
A bye. Anything can happen any given week.
That's actually probably dumb of me to say, but
I'm the opposite. I think, Cam, I'd like because you're getting a game against a lesser opponent. You would.
Yeah, but you're giving yourself an extra game. So
exactly, like that could be extra bodies getting hurt. Like for example, Riley Mills out for the year.
It's just such a cool idea, though.
It's just, but it's a lot of time off. Like these are college kids. Like you break routine. I kind of like getting hot, And
But
for Notre Dame, it's great because you don't play the conference games. So the conference championships, you have that built in by.
Yeah, which everyone points out without thinking about what they're saying, as we discussed last episode.
Yeah. I'd love to get a couple of comments on the page. A couple of guys.
I know. Yeah, is this live? No, it's not live.
It's we can go live. I gotta figure out how to do it on YouTube.
You got
with a live chat.
Oh, we got to do that.
Uncle Terry.
Bunch of morons.
Get me on screen. Get me in here.
We have a couple comments on our second video.
Yeah, from our friends.
I don't know who those guys are. The one guy said, "I'm so happy I discovered you guys."
Oh, really?
Some guy from Idaho.
We gotta check this guy out.
Yeah, listen, take out our numbers. We'll come to a bar. We'll have a couple.
Let me pull down the comments.
Once I post it, I'm done.
I just picture him in the basement on the ping pong table with a laptop.
You guys seem like a great time.
Honey, I'm watching the cast.
It's probably dad on some burner account.
My boys.
You guys really got something here.
Oh, God. I mean, I think at one point it'd be cool to like maybe do this from a bar and go live from a bar. Like in the
I kind of wish maybe next year when we go to ND, if we all have microphones, do it like outside the stadium or something.
I have those. These guys, you clip them on.
Yeah, like if we did that, like walking around.
Yeah, I think that's the next stage. I mean, this year we kind of got our feet wet, And I think towards the second half of the year, like we really rallied. We got some good casts out there. What
are we gonna do? For the viewers, they want to know when the season's done.
We can start talking recruits.
Yeah,
we should do. I had this idea the other day. We should, have someone come out and film. We should do a combine, the three of us.
That would be so funny.
A combine? What do you mean a combine?
Invite some of our buddies. We'll do a little combine.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
We do like 40-yard dash, like long jump.
Yeah, long jump. 40, maybe finish it off with a 3-on-3 or a 4-on-4.
Cone drill.
Linebacker Phil.
Up downs.
I'm serious. We should do. That'd be fun.
I'd be down.
It'd
be fun.
But
yeah, we got to think about the off season because we can't let the muscles go too dry. We're gonna forget how to do it.
Yeah, we should probably get back to some football here now.
Yeah. Let's get to the games. New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Let's get to some picks here. Kieran, why don't you start us off? What's your Penn State, Boise State pick?
I got upset alert Boise State.
Oh,
I think I got Ashton Jeanty going for 300. They dominate.
Ashton Jeanty.
I don't know how you say the guy. Genty?
Ashton Jeanty.
It just feels like a setup game. James Franklin loses.
Penn State by 3 scores.
Yeah, I gotta go Penn State too. I can't stand Penn State, but I think they win convincingly. Wouldn't that be funny, Cam? After you and I picked SMU to beat them, and Kieran picked Penn State.
I don't think I ever picked SMU to beat them.
Yeah, well, I listened back. TJ, you were the only one that picked them.
Yeah, I was 0 for 3. So
yeah,
but because this got cut out in the first one, I just want to say congratulations. You guys got SMU in the playoffs, and they just stunk up a storm. Didn't belong. All right. Stunk. What do you think?
So I'm just gonna assert that I think they belong. I have no problem with it. As I said before, if the lowest seed in the tournament loses decisively, that means the bracket was structured well. That's usually how it works.
All right, so when the worst seed, I get what you're saying, they're supposed to lose, but all 12 seeds should be the 12 best teams.
And that's where we're disagreeing. I don't think Alabama is this obvious choice. They're so good. It's not.
I don't think Alabama's a choice.
What is
South Carolina? I could see.
What is the point of a regular season when you're putting in a team with the 77th strength of schedule in over the 11th? What's the point of it?
What's the point of winning games if you could lose 3 of them?
Me and you could put on pads and we'd win against the 77th strength of schedule. We're talking about – think about the difference there. That's huge.
This is the point we keep on making, and it comes up in LeBron versus Jordan. If you're losing to those hard opponents, your point doesn't make any sense. You beat Georgia because you had one good half of one game. Otherwise, your year sucked.
That's very true, too.
I'm supposed to reward you for beating easy dog crap opponents.
I
think next year it changes.
Alabama lost to a 6-loss Oklahoma team.
And they also beat Georgia.
Yes, and that's what I just said. One half of one game, you guys were great this year. One half of one game.
That's better than any loss SMU has had in 20 years.
So if Alabama loses 4 times, they get in? No, right?
I'd rather a 4-loss Alabama.
Then you have officially lost all credibility in this argument.
I had to watch Penn State Penn State win 38-3.
What if they lost 5 times?
Waste of a game.
What if they lost 5 times? Still get in?
If it's a better game against Penn State, sure.
Oh my God, you're out of your mind. What if they lost 6 times? What if they won 500?
I don't need to watch SMU get smoked by Penn State.
So what if Alabama had 5 losses this year?
You keep adding losses? I think Alabama's a better team. They had 3 losses. They should have been in. SMU had 2 losses. It's not like it's this big gap.
They had 2 losses because they lost in the championship game, which Alabama wasn't even good enough to make.
Okay, because they're in the SEC.
Yes, and they lost to a lot of SEC opponents.
Cornwall Youth Football can make the ACC championship.
That's right. Clemson's a good program.
We're never going to get anywhere with this.
Moving on. Yeah, I've heard enough. Texas, Arizona State.
Texas. Yeah. I feel bad, though. The Arizona State has that running back. I forget what his name is.
His name is Cameron.
Dude, what are they, Pac-12?
Yeah.
It's the Pac-12 championship game. He's having a good day. And he strikes a Heisman pose at the end of it.
Right? Scatterbo, whatever his name is?
Yeah. Cam Scatterbo or something. And he hit a Heisman pose. I was like, dude, nobody even knows your name. Like,
yeah. I saw some comment on one of Bill Clad's videos. There's like some Arizona State fan. You guys are just underestimating this team special. There's something about it. Team of destiny. Okay.
He probably runs a 4.7 40-yard dash. He drives the 2002 Toyota Camry.
No, he's probably more of like a Ford Bronco guy than his uncle did. Yeah.
He'll play fullback. Yeah. He's a fullback that got shoved at halfback at Arizona.
He won't make – I don't even think he'll be drafted. But.
I just love a competitive game. Like, that's one thing, like, we can agree to disagree on the teams that were in this, like, past weekend, but all the games sucked.
Yeah, not a good first round. I agree.
Yeah, like, if Arizona State, I don't know, I feel like Texas is gettable.
Yeah,
out of all the teams, I feel like Texas is the one, like, I don't want to say paper tiger because they're not, but you guys kind of get what I'm saying.
I mean, Texas is SEC now, so they're not really paper tiger anymore.
No, I don't know. I feel like they're,
like big, scary SEC.
Oh, God, dude. You wouldn't last a day.
We got Ohio State, Oregon. You guys think Ohio State beats them this time around?
I got Oregon again. I like Dylan Gabriel.
I got Ohio State. I think Michigan woke up the most talented program in the country, and they're playing like it now.
We'll see if they can sustain it. Because after the Oregon loss, everyone's like, they reinvented their defense. And then they lost to Michigan.
Yeah, it's all mental with Ohio State. You know how I feel.
They have more talent than they have like a $20 million roster.
It's just 5 stars everywhere you look at every position.
Yeah, if they play to how they're supposed to, they will. But it comes down to
I'm gonna go Oregon too. I'm gonna go with Babes on this one.
I'm there with that.
And then And then we have the granddaddy of the weekend. It's the granddaddy of them all is the Rose Bowl, so it's not the granddaddy, but the Sugar Bowl down in New Orleans. I'm going. I'm a same pick as the previous hour that we didn't record. I'm going 21-17.
2017. Notre Dame.
I'm going to switch mine up. 24-10 ND.
Wow.
Yeah, 24-10.
Okay. What's the score at halftime? I love that, Kieran. I love that pick, though. I feel like if Notre Dame plays well, that's the score.
And I'm basing it off the fact that Georgia's offense didn't look great with Carson Beck. I mean, I don't know what it's going to look like with their backup, but
Al Golden could confuse this guy. You know, that's what he does. He's got his glasses on. Looks like a mad scientist with his little note card.
I do think Kirby Smart is an amazing head coach.
yeah.
I think he's the best head coach in the country.
I'm
Like,
worried that coaches circles around Freeman on this one. If he does it, I think we found our freaking head coach for 10 years. If Freeman kind of like stands toe-to-toe with him and coaches him. But
He's officially extended, right? He's not leaving?
yeah, he is. But you know what I mean. The guy, if Freeman can – if we win the game, if it's close, I'll feel very good where we are as a program.
Yeah, I think this will put us in that level, right? We've been chasing it for so long. We never beat these teams. So this feels like the year to do it. I mean, they're going to have a game plan for Riley Leonard.
Yeah.
You know, Kirby Smart's going to have him in a box, and now we got to see if he's got the talent to get out of it. But
that Georgia Tech game, though, gave him fits, and I think Riley was a better quarterback.
That game.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Georgia Tech game.
oh, God.
God.
No, but I think Riley's a better quarterback than that Georgia Tech quarterback, and we have more weapons. So
Basically
anything-
beat Georgia. They basically beat Georgia. They basically beat them.
Yeah.
the timeout, every overtime thing was ridiculous.
It's like, but my God, those
Stop.
They basically beat. That's what we're doing.
If one guy has a better breakfast, or this guy, like, my God, it was just ridiculous.
Well, let's do this again. E45 is brutal on Wednesday. Let's do Thursday, 8 o'clock. And if anything changes between here and now, we'll reschedule. But
You got
go
to
ahead.
put like a big sign on your computer that says hit record.
I'm just going to record before I even send the invite to you guys, so it's already on. Because you know what happens? We get to talking, and then I play the intro video, and I just assume we're already going, and a big red button that now says end recording, by the way. So we are recording.
I made a note on my end too, because it says recording and then the time, like it's been recording. So now I'm gonna make sure I see that whenever we're
It feels
going.
like we were on a lot longer than 28 minutes.
Well,
How long was this one? This one was
25.
good
Yeah.
stuff. Good cast.
We're coming up on 30 now. So, all right, fellas, I will. I'm sure we'll be texting and go Irish, beat Georgia.
Before you guys log off, really good game on ESPN right now. 3-point game. Kansas State driving with 1:20 left.
What bowl game is it?
Oh, never mind. They're taking an 8.
What do you say? We got Brad Messer.
I mean, it was an amazing game, but they're taking a knee now. So,
All right, so the game's over.
yeah. They're driving.
All right, fellas, later.
All right, kids.
Hi, boys.